Hello, this is Ron again from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am your clairvoyant for this reading. This reading will be dealing with the wonderful cusp of Virgo Libra, the cusp of beauty. Basically, we'll be dealing with the tarot deck, El Gran Tarot Esoterico. It's a fantastic deck from Spain. And this reading will be about primarily relationships, as well as the second part will be dealing with creativity and projections. So those are the two sort of fields of influence that I'll be dealing with, mainly because there's a specific approach that Virgo Libras take in their social dynamics, and I wanted to cover that for the month of July 2019. So I'll go ahead and shuffle the cards and figure out what's going on for you all this month. Technically we're already halfway through the month. We've been to two eclipses, or we're about to get into a second eclipse, as well as a full moon energy, a full moon cycle coming to fruition. And we're also currently in Mercury retrograde, and that's in Cancer and Leo. Let me just shut up for a second and figure out the energy of these cards. Yeah. The underscore of your reading, dear cusp of beauty, is the Sun card, El Sol here, represented here by the two lovers on the bottom in this particular deck. The two lovers unify and create a fusion of singular energy that is represented here in the crescent moon as a sort of reflection of consciousness. This is part of a type of relation force that is based on the primordial zygote here. This is the zygote that is being sort of infiltrated by these specimens, these numbers, these interesting little guys that are trying to get in and create fertility, to create some sort of child of sorts, okay? So in your relationships and in your creativity, I'm just going to go ahead and fuse those together into one reading now. There is a number of things on your mind in which love and relationships are essentially a force for creativity for you, okay? They allow you for choices in which to transmute this energy with temperance, Sagittarian-like energy. There might be a Sagittarius in your vicinity that has sparked your creative forces. Not particularly true. However, if it resonates, please take it. But there is this card, which is essentially a sublimation of sorts, in which you are taking the energies of love and the energies of romance and converting them into creative forces, okay? It's like meeting a muse, but this muse comes in the form of two lovers, including you in the center, in which you are the center of attention, and Cupid is above you, shooting down an arrow of love, okay? Dos caminos. The two roads actually indicate a bit of Taurus energy too. There's a steadfastness to this. There could be a Taurus as well in your vicinity. And you have to make a choice between two or between none, in which you are a relationship with yourself and go on with your creative works, okay? It depends on what's up, but there certainly are two divine feminine energies that are influencing your decision in general, as well as the forces of the higher heavens, in which arrows of love are being shot down to you from the sun. The sun shows up again here, and the sun is basically ultimate energy. It is the forces of the universe to create infinite love and infinite energy for your creative and relationship endeavors. And once again, the lovers are here. The lovers are here. And yeah, there is also the Two of Cups energy here, in which those energies are being sort of manipulated in order to create a new creative alchemy for you, okay? And that's what I see as a sort of underscore. This is like your unconscious level or your higher self that you may have suppressed, in which you are getting these messages. And the Seven of Cups is interesting because it talks about Neptunian forces, Plutonian forces, and forces of depth and forces of potentiality in terms of what you can get to fulfill you, my dear Virgo Libra. Um, this also indicates relationships and choices in making some sort of community and some sort of like choice among cups. I don't think you're making the choice. However, there is a number of relationships that offer you the varying forms of emotional and artistic and creative and intuitive and feminine like emotional wealth, some type of wealth. But because there are so many damn choices, it's hard for you to go ahead and figure out how to make that choice and go on the path of love or the path of some sort of self love for yourself, my dear Cusper. Um, yeah, so we'll just go and put those cards on this side for now as your underscore energy. I think the big thing is that you can actually sublimate all this Plutonian energy, all this interesting potential, creative potential, and use your own two sort of hands to move the cups energy and to create something beautiful or something alchemical in which you can feel resonance with, okay? That is on a creative and a relationship type energy projection. Okay. You take what you will, but that's all your unconscious, so you actually don't know about this shit. It's just seeping in from right under your subconscious mind and your consciousness in general. Okay. And yeah, that's it. So, currently, you are in a state of rest. This card indicates the Four of Swords energy, in which there has been a number done on your heart, possibly now or recently, in which your emotional wealth has been processed or infiltrated by your mind. And your mind is essentially your well, I mean, and your sign is here, okay? So, Virgo, it's like you're underwater. The Virgo side of you is underwater, and you have been reflecting on your emotional capacities and how they create, along with the sword's energy. You're trying to come up with clarity over a situation in which your heart was broken on some subconscious level. You know, even though this is current, this is a subconscious placement. And the moon cycle, which is about to go to full moon, is certainly playing a part on this. The moon will help you, which is on top of the cards. The moon will help you go ahead and essentially, mm, well, it will help you. Mm, it will help you expand your mind, okay, and your capacity for elocution as well as communication. However, you come off as a bit adrift, away, in hermit mode, and sort of at rest, especially when it comes to your emotions, and you're just laying down the burdens in a way, but also using one truth you found recently and are keeping today and now as a sort of force of protection to save your emotional and your intuitive world. Okay. Now, why? Why is the question? Let's answer why. Is potential. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a type of stress you're going with your ability to remain stable, and there's this inner fire within you that you work that is caused by your work, in which you are dealing with stress because you're suppressing the passion that is within you in order to create stability. Let's say that you're working on a project or perhaps a relationship in which there is a commitment, and there's an inner fire that is being suppressed and it's causing you a force of stress when it comes to fruition, okay? This is your stepping stone for this energy, the Four of Swords energy, into the Five of Pentacles. Therefore, there in this state of rest that you're coming up with in your inner world and coming up with resting your mind, there still is a passion that is deep within you that is at this moment at conflict with your actual work situations, or perhaps with a specific artistic project, or perhaps with a specific relationship that you may possibly be in, okay? Now let's keep going. We're going to jump into your subconscious mind now. See how that's affecting your relationships as well as your creative forces. 3 cards. Just give me a second. Cards. There we go. All right. Fog. That's one of the cards. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So. Okay. You're waiting for something. On your subconscious mind, you're waiting for something. You're waiting for some type of return in which there is a passionate situation or a passionate sort of structure that is in your subconscious mind, and it is based on the fire energy, your passions, okay? You are loyal to these passions, and in fact, you're waiting for some kind of return or boon, and waiting for like the segue into realization, okay? Therefore, there is a type of energy that is in your subconscious mind that is quite regimented and quite set into hierarchy. Therefore, the loyalty you have to this structure, my dear Virgo Libra Cusper, is one of dedication. Okay, it's self-dedication to reach the Ten of Pentacles energy, which is essentially ultimate stability, ultimate fruition, the ultimate ideal for some sort of stability in your life. And it's interesting because we have Earth here on the bottom, Earth, as well as the air element. So there's a balance between you, Libra, Virgo, Cusper. And there is a stability sort of thing that is sort of in your subconscious that is certainly on the long shot, you're trying to get there using your passionate sort of structuring, okay? At the same time, you're going through a big transformation in which, during this time, there's an amount of great spiritual transformation in which you are purging and getting rid of a number of things. With the Death card comes transformation. This is Scorpio. There could be someone within your relationship structure. This is the first sort of major arcana that's come up. There might be a Scorpio in your life that might be the harbinger for getting rid and purging what you don't need. This person may be a bit wonderful, deep, profound, and in their power, they're able to strip you away and heal you by purging what doesn't need to be there. At the same time, it may be a bit intrusive, this person, meaning that if they were to use their, say, sexual energies, they will be healing you, however, at the cost of great toxicity. And I'm not sure if you want to keep this person in your life, because at the same time, you are coming into your reading, at least one part of you, Virgo. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles I read as all the earth signs, and Virgo is one of them. You are not feeling in your power, at least on the road to this type of fruition when it comes to this, unless they are actually stripping away what you don't need. Perhaps a subconscious sort of operation that is potentially not serving you, okay? But foremost on your subconscious mind, these two energies are sort of your passionate projects here with the Three of Rods, and moving into some sort of fruition here are definitely on your subconscious mind. Let's go a bit deeper now. Unconscious is there. Let's see here. Clarification. Okay, once again, you come up in your own reading here. This is the Hermit. The Hermit is interesting in that the Hermit will retreat. Once again, you have the Four of Swords energy showing up again, in which you retreat and get away and isolate yourself in order to come up with some type of new passion or new truth in which you are able to manifest shit. Also, Leo comes up, okay? Leo, this is Leo Virgo, okay? But in this deck in particular, Leo's here, and we are going into the season of Leo in which your ego stratification will be highly crystallized, along with a type of prismatic heart in which your creative forces, your energy, and everything that you've sort of held in and not shown to anyone, or have, with a type of frigidity or rigidity. There is a crystallization in which you are able to give and offer your heart of love to others in the form of this passion in which you've created a new philosophy in the way you project your relationships as well as you project your projects or your artistic things. This also includes children and a number of other things. But it requires a big can of shut mouth in which you can retreat from the world and create a new philosophy of sorts, things that resonate on the subconscious level with this sort of energy in which you're creating triangles of passion to reach fruition here, and a balance between your intellectual self as well as your grounded self in which things are buried. Okay? Um, yeah. So, my dear Virgo Libra Cusper, excuse me, we're going to go into the triangle of power. This triangle will be influences for the rest of the month, including until July, or rather August, the first week of August. So take what you will. These will be influences, and one of them will be especially poignant, will be really a potential future outcome for you. Hopefully not too projected, but it's just one of those things that I really want to get into. Yep. Yep. No. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's going to be a lot of stability coming up for you in late July and in early August. Things that you've been working on will come to fruition because you're able to save up and store, in a way, a lot of commitments and then come up with a type of fruition. And this has to do with structures of society as well as structures in your social life as well as relationships in a way. You've grown in a certain way with a singular sort of entity and have been able to create roots as well as great prosperity in a way, yet you're not fully independent. There still is some sort of codependent factor with this card. I have here a lot of Earth energy, Capricorn and Taurus. There may be in your vicinity in the near future as prime benefactors for your own sort of fruition and your sort of manifestation of abundance, okay? And now these cards are interesting because they all came up in reverse as hidden forces. They all came up in reverse as hidden forces for you. And if that points to essentially, more than anything, structures of power that are within your relationship and your creative dynamics that may be secretly working in your favor, okay, and creating a sense of stability for you. Also, there might be, with the High Priest here, some truth coming to you in terms of a union of two minds, some sort of officiation that is mandated by a higher power. Yet, because it's this, there might be some tyranny in which powerful structures of authority are not giving you your just dues, okay, in terms of stability when it comes to your relationships as well as with your creative projects. At the same time, yeah, there is another sort of person of power in which they have a number of strings attached in certain situations. Okay, it has to do with your stability in relationships as well as your ability to manifest creative projects. And they are in reverse, so that also points to tyranny. Be careful of patriarchy this coming 3 weeks up to 4 weeks post this timestamp. And Yeah, let's see an ultimate sort of influence in terms of creativity. How to generate more creativity. I think currently you are, because you're dealing with emotions and a deep sort of creative wealth in your intuition and your feminine capacities. Um, and still, like, this is crossed with the Five of Pentacles, so there's a bit of passion when it comes to your stability, and a disconnect about how you make that stability. Therefore, a lot of rest is needed this month. However, how to rejuvenate truly the creative forces that make good relationships as well as art for you. Let's see. Virgo Libra Cusp, the cusp of beauty. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, interesting. We have here the Page of Swords. This is your energy. This is Libra energy as well as Aquarius and um, Gemini energy. And the interesting thing is that it's calculated. There's a calculated sort of probability in which you are making new connections and you are looking. Okay, so this is a card about looking for new connections and looking out for signs as well as synchronicities in which you will be able to create according to a strategical stance. However, this comes up in reverse. Therefore, you need to release any sort of strategy that you are coming up with creating and manifesting deep welling pools of creativity for you in your relationships and your artworks, according to how you go about looking for inspiration. Okay, inspiration will come if you let go of the way you have been always looking for inspiration according to some sort of standard, according to some sort of practice, according to some sort of strategy. If you let loose a little bit, the river that is right in front of you will give you the source of fertility, the source of creativity, the source of emotional content, which I think you might need, however, not necessarily right now. If you're in isolation mode, it's time for you to think and get that sword and figure out how, with the Page of Swords energy in reverse, to not be so concerned with the communication lines that you're trying to manifest, not trying to take some sort of strategy into manifesting all of that. Let it happen quite naturally and really slow down. Um, Also, the heart is important. For some reason, I think this Hermit card is really something special for you. If you are a Libra Virgo Cusper, and if you're watching this, you are, lean more on your capabilities of solitude in order to rejuvenate and reinstill new philosophies that mean something to you. Okay, that means find your own truth. Don't rely on others because they tend to fuck you over in terms of stability and relationships. And sublimate anything that comes in your path. Take all that energy that comes from, say, failed relationships or heartache, and to sublimate that into something beautiful so that you can get to the mother of creation, the sun. All right, my dear Virgo, I really do appreciate it. Yes. Also, bottom of the reading, bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. Once again, it's the Virgo mode. It's kicking in, and the Hermit mode is kicking in which you walk away from potential relationships or potential suitors that don't fit you, and you transmute all of this love that was potential there and create new fruition. Yeah, creative projects, and it's you just walking away from any delusions and coming into your power, and then maybe finding love, but the love is inside, and the truth, the wisdom of the matter, the secrets of the universe is inside you. This is beautiful energy to have. All right, I could go on. Anyway, I appreciate it. Once again, my name is Ron, Tarot of the Twin Sun. Would like if you like, as well as subscribe and all that jazz. Okay, my dear beautiful Libra Cusper, Libra Virgo Cusper. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.